Welcome to Journey to Joy Live. I have here my friend Nellie.
Hi, everyone.
We've been enjoying this awesome vacation. In fact, this is pre-recorded. By the time you see this session on Thursday, I will be back home. But we decided to do another recording because we just wanted to talk about life and wellness and what exactly?
The 6 basic human needs. All of us have it, but what is it and how do we maximize it?
Exactly. So let's just get right into it. What are the 6 basic needs?
All right.
Human.
Yes, good question. So the 6 basic human needs that everyone has is the growth, contribution, significance, uncertainty, love and connection, and certainty. And if I'm allowed, I'll
nice. So we can just start right with the first one you said, with growth. Okay. So what does that mean? That we basically need growth?
Absolutely. So the growth, to give it a little bit of a deeper dive, is the desire to grow or expand in any area of life.
Yes. That makes sense.
Yep.
Because what happens if we don't grow?
We stay stuck. This is the person that says, I'm too old, I'm too young, it's too late, it's too early. The rigid person, the person that refuses to change is the person who lacks the growth or doesn't have a strong will to grow.
And Jessica and I was talking about that last week. We were talking about our birthdays and how birthdays are a time to reflect. And you can use that as a time of growth as opposed to regretting things that you haven't done by now. It's a matter of, what can I do to grow from here on? You know, forgetting about the past and just moving on. So, yeah.
I would say this is one of my top needs, is I'm always looking for a way to expand. If something's not working, what do I need to shift in order to make it happen?
Yeah, because if there's a disruption in that process, what happens? That's
when you see people act out. That's the person who can become combative. That's the person that needs a lot of convincing, or they just act out in ways that can make life a little bit insufferable.
Right. So there's acting out, and then there's if it turns into mental health needs or mental illness, where you become depressed because there was not enough growth, or because you're not where you need to be or where you want to be, or it disrupts relationships. And I think that connects to another.
Absolutely.
One of the basic needs.
Absolutely. Love and connection. That is your relationships. That is your...
You need to feel connected to someone. We all have that sense of needs of being with a friend, being with a loved one, a spouse. So when there's a disruption in that,
you see some celebrities clearly lacking that, the desire to feel and express love and or closeness. So there's healthy ways to go about this, and then there's not so healthy ways.
I think you have an example of a celebrity.
It's
a hot topic these days, right?
Jada's, she's being very expressive these days, and to me it's clear that she's yearning for the connection, and there's something that's not working. And so, she has this book that's come out, which I'm curious, which I think was the point of her being so expressive. But you also hear her talking about things with Will, but a lot of times you hear her talking about her old flame, Tupac.
Yeah, because she still feels connected to him.
Very much so. And he's been gone for how long?
A long time.
So the person could be here or they could not be here, but she clearly had a connection with that person that I think she's been looking to duplicate that feeling and perhaps haven't found it.
And that's important too, because I'm going to actually talk about grief with a guest in a couple of weeks. And, when you lose a loved one, you continue to have that social connection with them. You may become depressed, you may become angry, irritable, super overwhelmed, whatever that happens when there's been a disruption in that connection or a lack of connection in general. We all yearn to be with someone. So social connection, right?
Absolutely.
That's what it's called.
It's love and connection. It's how we got here. And connections.
Connection.
I mean, if you think about it, humans had to come together in order to have you
create other humans.
To create here. So you were birthed out of a connection. And so when that gets severed, you most certainly see different types of
So if you're feeling alone, that's a natural feeling that you feel.
There's nothing wrong with desiring others, but then also how about fulfilling some of those needs for yourself?
Yeah, and people might wonder, well, I'm alone, I don't have anyone, what do I do? I mean, there's different activities, different groups out there. I mean, for people who have a religious belief, going to church in general
Absolutely.
can just help out with that connection.
Absolutely.
Going back to school, if you're part of a sorority or fraternity, or I know for me, I like to run, so when I joined Black Girls Run, that was a whole community all of a sudden.
There you go.
So there's always different social groups out there where you can become more connected. So that's important.
Even doing a hobby or a pet, those things can also give you some sort of connection level.
Dogs.
Absolutely. And journaling is also another option, connecting to oneself. That's what, when you hear people like fulfilling your own needs, that
helps with growth too.
Absolutely.
So what's our next one?
So contribution, that's the desire to give or serve.
That's really good.
So that might be your service people who go into service, that they may rank contribution very high on their list, and that's what may have brought them to pick that career.
A lot of people say it feels so good to give, and I know that's my husband and I, we want to get to that point where we can just give and give and give, and it's very healthy, and you just feel good and empowered when
Absolutely.
you give.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your next one is significance, the desire to feel recognized, important, and or meaningful. I'm going to go back to your woman, Jada. I think she is screaming for some sort of significance. Some folks have mentioned that when she did get married to Will, her career took a step back. So I think her coming out and being as expressive as she is a cry
Kind of
out.
his shadow, maybe.
Absolutely, to delineate herself and stand out.
Yeah. And if you don't feel significant enough or feel like you're doing something, then there's where the depression kicks in. I always take it back to the mental health aspect. And, going to therapy can help you find these pieces and especially the growth.
Absolutely.
Helps you grow and self-reflect. It helps you become more significant within yourself. Because maybe if you don't feel like others see you significant, learning yourself and that self-love helps you know that you are significant.
Very good. Very good. So then there's uncertainty. A lot of people talk about certainty, but there is a need for some uncertainty.
There's the need for uncertainty.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And again, these are ranked based on your needs. So uncertainty might be low on your list, and so you don't need as much of it. But then there's some people who feel the need to jump out the plane and go.
Okay, I guess I see that.
So it's the desire for change, novelty, and exploration. So for me, even when we were out on this trip, I was just like, let's go into the locals. Like that was my need for a little bit of uncertainty and change of the environment. And so the resort is a little bit predictable, but when you go out into the city, you don't know what to expect.
I feel like this group as a whole, this trip, we're really good at the uncertainty.
Yes.
One of us was a good planner, but most of us, we didn't care. We just, we like those. I like that.
Absolutely.
So that makes sense because those spontaneous seekers, thrill seekers, I know, or people who are impulsive, I know that's exactly who Alon and I are. So, and that feels good to be that way.
Absolutely.
So I see how that could be one of the basic needs.
Absolutely. And then the other side of that is certainty. We also do have the need of certainty, so that balance. I like to call myself a flowy planner. So I even said to one of our other friends in the group, I said, let's plan one or two things and then let's let the rest flow. So certainty is the desire to feel safe and secure. Yeah. I know sometimes they talk about this from a gendered perspective, but both groups need to feel, or all groups need to feel, a level of certainty.
There you go.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So some people feel the need to just plan everything, but it's good to just let it flow and like that flexibility that you said. So that's really good.
Yeah. So that is the 6. And so this falls under
that quickly.
Yes.
All right.
Personality needs that needs to be organized around your personality. And so again, based on your life happenings, childhood events determines, and even how your personality was first formed determines how you rank these needs. And then every category falls under if someone needs to bake a cake, that might be, or let's say they go into opening a restaurant, or they're a pastry chef, that might be their fulfilling their significant need, that might be filling their contribution need, that might be fulfilling their love and connection need. So you determine that.
So if someone wanted more information on these, where can we find these?
So I love a psychotherapist by the name of Thais Gibson. And so she created this program called Personal Development School. And I would say she's really, really an expert, a subject matter expert at fulfilling attachment styles and these personality needs, and I think it's a great resource for you to check out if you're interested in learning more.
Yeah, and listening to these things are really great to like understand what are the different resources to find your journey to joy. I mean, I named this Journey to Joy for a reason because we are all on our journey to joy, I would hope. And I do feel like we could choose joy.
Absolutely.
Just the same way you could choose to love someone. It's a whole other subject.
That's
but,
right.
Some people think of love as an emotion or joy as an emotion, but when you get on that path of choosing joy, it doesn't mean you're automatically going to be joyful. Some people, sure, they're like, okay, I choose to be joyful and I'm just going to be joyful. But that choice could just be that process of, okay, I'm going to start self-love. I'm going to start taking care of self-care. I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to hang out with others. I'm going to find that connection. So just making a choice to do those things to love yourself and to promote your mental well-being and mental health. So, yeah. Do you want to talk about your journey to joy?
So my journey to joy has been a long chapter, but I made a decision 10 years ago that, now 11 years ago, that I wanted to stop complaining, and there was so many things that I was in control of. And so I started to seek information, and that's why I say growth is very on top of my list. This summer in particular, I decided that there was some remaining big goals that I had, and I was taking the lid off. And so for me, the first step was to do a radical healing. Anything of fear of success, or me not wanting to make a certain amount of money, or me wanting to be connected to someone. I said, I need to be my future self now. And so I took the steps now. And that's something I always say. You're not always going to feel happy, but joy. I'm so happy that you named this Journey to Joy, because joy is something that, regardless of circumstance, at the center, I'm always feeling joy. Always feeling joy. I always know that there is
a
more.
Mindset.
Yes, absolutely. And so once you, and it's a muscle. I'll say it's a muscle. So if there are days where
joy
you're like,
muscle, yes. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, so keep working at it, keep chipping away at it.
Make it stronger.
Instead of having expectations, I like to say goals. Goals set me in a frame of mind where even if things don't go accordingly, that doesn't mean I can't attain my goal still. It's like, get back up, keep going. Whereas an expectation, that might leave me in a place of disappointment and then get stuck on it. So
exactly. Well, it was great having you on the show. Pre-recorded and all. So you will be watching this on Thursday. I don't even know the date. October 19th. Yes. Thank you for joining. Comment, subscribe, like, follow, all those things. Dr. Enjoy, my friend Nellie. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Love being here.
Bye-bye.